Okay.
No, it wasn't formally advised, so I knew you were doing it, so it showed up in case, you know. Test police.
They sure did.
The rest of us.
They do well, and I pray that they please
I'm here now, guys.
I'm gonna have blood pressure problems in the morning. But that,
One. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the MacArthur Highlander JPA brief. I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Abigail Benoit, and I'm the Battalion Highlander Battalion Commander. I'm a LET 4. I'm a senior in high school. My GPA is a 3.0. I would like to highlight some of my accomplishments as a varsity drill team member since my freshman year. I would like to point out the fact that we won Best Army Drill the years 2022, 2023, and 2024. I was chosen as a Battalion S6 for the last school year, as well as chosen for the Varsity Unarmed Drill Team Commander for last school year and this school year. My leadership style is directing, and my winning colors are brown and green. Some of my personal goals for this year is to graduate high school, win overall armed forces at state this year, and qualify for nationals. Some of my long-term goals is to attend college for cosmetology at Paul Mitchell, graduate college, and then be successfully living on my own with a good paying job by the time I'm 22. My responsibilities as a battalion commander is everything the battalion does or fails to do. I'm responsible for the training and overall performance of the battalion, and I set the example. The MacArthur High School JROTC mission statement is to motivate young people to be better citizens, and the MacArthur High School mission statement is at MAC we support the academic, social, and character growth of all stakeholders. The CIP I had chosen for this year is to increase participation in JROTC events and teams. The problem area was low participation. Last year, around the time of April, May, I looked back at the numbers and noticed that our participation was significantly lower compared to my sophomore year. And that's whenever I decided, that's whenever I decided to do the CIP for participation. Around August is whenever I got with my top 3, my staff, and we started thinking about incentives and other ideas on how to improve our participation. And then right around September, October is whenever we started implementing our plan. And as of right now, although we aren't at our goal, I have seen a great improvement. So this is gonna be a list of some of the incentives we have. As you can see, we have JROTC bucks, which is a form of currency for our JROTC cadets, where they can buy merch, yearbook, military ball tickets, and other things that's JROTC related. To implement the plan, I did a staff meeting at the beginning of each month. We usually did it on the first Thursday unless our schedule was full, and then we would do it on that following Thursday. At these staff meetings, I would make my incentives and my expectations clear, and I would tell my first sergeants and squad leaders, I would give them the responsibility to put out the information for events daily. As you can see, April is whenever we were giving our new staff new top 3, so this was around the time we were all just figuring out what exactly we did for our specific position. And then August, September is whenever we started talking about our SMART goals and our incentives for the CIP. September, October is whenever we actually started implementing our incentives, started giving promotion points, giving JROTC bucks. And then October is whenever I briefed all the company commanders after one of our staff meetings, told them to come up with their own incentives, their own plans, and they also started implementing their own ideas. November was whenever we were hoping for at least a 5% increase compared to the last year. As my S3 will show you later on, we had a bit more of around a 7 or 13, one of those 2% increase. And then November is November 2024, and then January 2025 was more implementing of our CIPs, our incentives. In April, we hope to have at least a 80% participation goal. I will be followed by the Battalion Executive Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cadet Major Braden Evans. I am the Battalion's Executive Officer. I am a LET 3 junior with a GPA of 4.38, and some accomplishments that I would like to highlight is that I am the Executive Officer, I am the Academic Team Commander, and last year I was the Operations Officer for the battalion. Some short-term goals that I have is that I would like to graduate high school and get a 30 or higher on my ACT, which I have made steady progress on, and the last score that I got was a 26. My long-term goals is that I would like to get a bachelor's degree in computer science and become a pilot for the U.S. Air Force. I have a delegative leadership style. My winning colors are green and brown, and JROTC has helped me by allowing me to network with local leaders to help me achieve my long-term goals. My primary responsibility as the Executive Officer is that I am the Chief of Staff, as well as the other ones listed. This is a flowchart showing the chain of command for our battalion, and as you can see, directly underneath myself is all of primary staff. All other duties are handled by the other top 3 members. How my SMART goal applies to the Battalion Commander CIP. My SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, as I set up staff meetings frequently to check on the progress of the Battalion Commander CIP, and those staff meetings are set up at the first Thursday of every month, as well as the other items listed. How STEM relates to my job. I apply social science and my understanding of winning colors to keep individuals underneath me motivated towards their goals and to allow them to stay on task. I use computers to effectively get information in one place to be able to efficiently brief the commander. I improve my process of communication with my staff to make sure they stay focused on their work, and I make sure that staff knows the amount of time left before their due date so they can prioritize their work efficiently. I have gained experience on how to effectively set up meetings as well as plan efficiently, and I do need to improve with being patient with people, and taking the personal skills map every year has shown me that I have low empathy towards cadets, which I need to improve on. I'll be followed by the Battalion Command Sergeant Major.
Good morning. This is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Abram, Rayos, I'm the Battalion Command Sergeant Major. I am a 12th grader, a LET 4 with a GPA of 3.9. For the past 2 years, I've been selected as a Battalion Command Sergeant Major. And for the 2 years preceding this one, I was the Academic Team Commander, and last summer I was given the opportunity to complete the Oklahoma Boys State Program. My personal goals are to, after high school, enroll at the University of Oklahoma, OU, and qualify for their ROTC National Scholarship. Afterwards, I'd like to receive a bachelor's degree in creative media production and enroll in commission in the United States Army out of college. I have a directing leadership style, and my winning colors are brown and red. JROTC has helped me by improving my understanding of the 7 Army values, which I utilize in our monthly NCO promotion board. My primary responsibility as the Command Sergeant Major is to act as the Battalion Commander's Senior Enlisted Advisor and the Senior Enlisted Cadet to the entire battalion, and something I'd like to highlight due to the fact that it may be different than a lot of other units is the NCO promotion board that we hold once a month that we will also be holding today. How my SMART goals apply to the Battalion Commander's CIP. My SMART goal is to have my first sergeants gain a better understanding of how they are able to effectively motivate their cadets to participate in battalion level events and teams. And these are the ways it is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. The way STEM relates to my job is through the repeated experimentation that I utilize in order to ensure that I am most effective at assisting my battalion commander and the battalion staff. I constantly use modern technology in order to establish effective lines of communication between myself, my first sergeants, and the battalion as a whole. I have engineered systems such as our reward system for promotion points and impact points that I'm able to give to cadets for exemplary performance, and I help the S3 calculate the monthly averages for each company's attendance. Over the past 2 years, I've learned a lot. I've learned many valuable leadership skills through the utilization of the seven Army values. I've learned how to conduct a company-level inspection, and I've learned how to effectively teach my cadets in order to ensure they succeed. I've also learned through the use of the personal skills map that I need to approach the cadets with less aggression in order to make sure that they're not as intimidated as they are by myself. I need to make sure that I am better managing my time, and I'd like my first sergeant to be more engaged with the battalion and more recognizable by the companies. I'll be followed by the Battalion Adjutant Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cadet Captain Destiny Threat, and I am the Adjutant Officer. I am a LET 4. I am a senior in high school, and my GPA is a 3.5. Some of the accomplishments that I would like to highlight is that I've been selected as Battalion S1 for this school year. I've been a varsity drill team member for 3 years, and I've maintained a 3.5 throughout my high school career. Some personal goals I've set for myself, so I want to graduate high school with all A's. I also want to attend Great Plains Technology Center after graduating from high school. And as of right now, I am maintaining a good balance of my certified nursing assistant career and JROTC. After that, I want to commission as an officer in the Army or in the Air Force. I want to get admitted into the University of Oklahoma, and I'm working to become self-sufficient by this year to 2028. My leadership style is participating. My winning colors are brown and green, and what JROTC has helped me by teaching me how to work in a fast-paced working environment. My responsibilities as the adjutant officer, my primary responsibility is being the administrative assistant to the battalion commander, and the rest that are listed. How my SMART goals apply to the battalion commander CIP. It is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound because I work with the S4 to give out the awards and the rank that the cadets are eligible for. I keep track of the cadets by LET levels and company numbers. I keep up to date with the promotion information in GEMS. And it is important for cadets to have pride in their uniform, so when they go to those battalion events, it will increase the participation and meet the BC's goal. And I also input the new awards that they've earned when promotion is finished, no later than a week after. How STEM relates to my job, I keep organizational systems to keep my work efficient. I use GEMS to keep up with the promotion information. I use Excel to create battalion rosters and activity absences, and I use Word to create the cadets' resources. I also create spreadsheets to keep track of the awards and the promotions, as well as I create rosters to keep track of the gains and the losses of the battalion, and I calculate the exact numbers of all cadets inside the program. These are the battalion demographics by LET level. As you can see, the LET ones take up 60% of the battalion, and the rest LET levels as follows. These are the battalion numbers by grade. The total amount of cadets that we have is 88, and the LET ones are 53, LET 2s are 13, LET 3s are 14, LET 4s are 8. My personal reflection, the experience I've gained from my job is the increased knowledge of GEMS and learning effective teamwork inside of a workplace environment. My areas of improvement is to balance my work between me and my assistant, and including the training clerk's work and better communicating with them as well. I'll now be followed by the battalion security officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cadet Captain Nicholas Godfrey. I'm the battalion security officer. I'm a LET 4 senior with a GPA of 3.84. Here's a list of a few of my accomplishments. Two of them that I'd like to highlight is that I was selected as a battalion security officer last school year in January 2024. And last school year, I got first place in a solo exhibition at the Drill Meet Southern Plains Classic. My personal goals. My short-term personal goals is to become the best solo exhibitionist in the state of Oklahoma by getting first place at the state championship drill meet. I want to graduate high school and get multiple scholarships to help me pay for college and other fees. The long-term goals is to get into a university that has a great education. I've already applied to 4 different universities. I want to be able to get 2 PhDs, one in aerospace engineering and the other in mechanical engineering. And I hope to be able to go to space and possibly go to the moon or Mars. My leadership style is participative and my winning colors are green and brown. JROTC has helped me by increasing my ability to lead others. Here's a list of a few of my responsibilities. My main responsibility as the battalion security officer is maintaining security for the overall battalion. How my SMART goals apply to battalion commander CIP. I get equipment organized for battalion events, that way we have the equipment out and ready to go. I keep track of the cadets that utilize the equipment for the battalion events, that way I know if it gets lost or stolen. I create supply checklists for all the events to make sure that we have all the equipment we need. I keep the equipment maintained and accounted for, that way we can have maximum participation, because if the equipment is broken, we can't use it no more, and we won't be able to have maximum participation. I complete a security sweep of the building twice a week. How STEM applies to my job, I make weather observations for inclement weather, such as if it's really cold, I inform the cadets, hey, it's really cold, dress warmly. I use computers to create supply checklists for the events that we go to. I fix up rifles, sabers, flags, and other equipment, and I keep accountability of all the high-value equipment. The experience I've gained while being in JROTC enhanced my understanding of lockup procedures, and I gained skills to allow me to be a better leader. Areas that I need to improve upon is my time management, because I've been a couple times where I've been behind on work, and that's never a good thing for any of us. I also need to improve upon making sure that cadets follow the security rules that have been implemented, because they are for their safety and the security of the battalion. I'll now be followed by Battalion Operations Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cadet Captain Scott Martin. I'm the Battalion Operations Officer. I am a Let 3 junior with a GPA of 4.33, and the accomplishments I would like to highlight is being the Armed Varsity Commander for last school year and the current school year, the Armed Varsity Color Guard Commander for the current school year, and chosen as Best Cadet for my flight for Civil Air Patrol Camp in Oklahoma Wing 2024. My personal goals is, for short term, I would like to be the Battalion Command Sergeant Major of next school year, get first place in every drill competition that we go to, and graduate high school with a 4.0 or above GPA. My long-term goal is to be accepted into University of Oklahoma, receiving a bachelor's degree in the field of biology, and going to medical school to become an emergency room doctor. My leadership style is participative, and my winning colors are brown and blue. And JROTC has helped me by teaching me leadership skills and personal financial literacy. My responsibilities as the S3, as my primary responsibility, I create operations orders for every single event that we do, and everything else that follows on my list. How my SMART goal applies to Battalion Commander CIP. I work closely with the Battalion S1 in order to get a detailed list of every single cadet that goes to our events, in order to keep the Battalion Commander updated on her goal by the end of each month. How STEM applies to my job is I create graphs that have the average participation for every month by let level and the overall battalion, and I reflect upon areas in which we can improve in order to keep the Battalion Commander updated on her goal and reach her goal by the end of the year. This is a graph that shows the average participation broken up by let level. As you can see, the let 4s are the most participative, with the let 2s being the least participative for each month. This graph shows what the Battalion Commander's goal, where we currently are in the school year, where we need to be for each month, and where we were last school year. As you can see, in the month of October, we took a massive dip, as a lot of our cadets are part of other organizations, and for that month could not attend our events. And for the month of November, we expected a 5% increase, but in fact got an increase of 6% as opposed to last school year. The experience I have gained is properly displaying data and keeping the Battalion Commander updated on her goal. And the areas in which I can improve is better time management in order to keep ahead of my work, and keeping the instructors and the company commanders updated on the average participation by company for each month. I will now be followed by the Battalion Logistics Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Battalion Logistics Officer, Cadet First Lieutenant Izabel Garcia. I am a junior as well as a Let 3 in the program, and I have a 4.29 GPA. The accomplishments that I would like to highlight is being selected as a Battalion S4 for this current school year, maintaining at least a 3.6 GPA through my high school career, and winning overall drill state as a freshman. For my short-term goals, I'd like to continue improving as a Battalion S4 and complete 5 more college classes before graduation. For my long-term goals, I'd like to get accepted into the I'd like to get accepted into the University of Oklahoma or the University of Central Oklahoma and commissioned as an officer in the United States Air Force. My leadership style is participating, where winning color is green, and JROTC has helped me by gaining self-confidence and leadership. Here are my responsibilities as a Battalion S4. One that I would like to highlight is maintaining and record-keeping all government property. How my SMART goals apply to the Battalion Commander's CIP. By making sure equipment is ready and available for battalion events, it makes cadets more motivated to participate. In turn, they will gain promotion points, which will help them apply for awards to decorate their uniform. How STEM applies to my job. By maintaining records of multiple cadets who either join or leave the program, using GEMS, Word, and Excel to do so. Making plans for important events such as uniform issue and uniform training, and calculating the quantity of supplies we have each month. The experience that I've gained with this position is learning how to stay well organized and plan efficiently, as well as maintaining multiple records of equipment. The area of improvement is to better manage my time because I have had a bad habit of leaving things until the last minute, and improve communication between me and my supply clerks. I will now be followed by the Battalion Public Affairs Officer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cadet Sergeant First Class Stephanie Mahrer, the Battalion Public Affairs Officer. I am currently a 9th grader and a Let 1, and my GPA is 4.43. Some accomplishments I'd like to highlight are being selected as the S5 this year, being awarded Superior Cadet last year, and qualifying for Nationals and Choir last year. Some short-term goals I have are to complete this year with all A's, to complete the battalion yearbook, and to gain my associate's degree through the concurrent program inside of that Cameron University gives the opportunity for high schoolers. My long-term goals are to get accepted into the University of Oklahoma and to use my schooling to become a film director. My leadership style is delegative, my winning colors are brown and red, and JROTC has helped me by becoming more outspoken. Here is a list of my responsibilities, and 2 that I'd like to point out are maintaining the battalion website and creating the battalion yearbook. How my SMART goals apply to the battalion commander's CIP. I take a large quantity of photos, as in hundreds of photos at every event, to ensure that I have a few good quality photos that I can post on the board and put into the newsletter. Cadets have been observed taking great pride in their presence in the photos, which has increased participation. The way STEM relates to my job. I have to take into consideration that weather conditions may not be preferable for the quality of my photos. I use computers to write the newsletters that get posted on the board. I have to create a new board, which is outside of this classroom. I have to create a new design every month, and I use the participation averages and put them in the newsletter to let the cadets know how many of the peers showed up to the events. Some experience I've gained by becoming the S5 is I've developed effective ways to manage all my projects, as in managing the yearbook and website and the bulletin board, and I've also gained experience in writing newsletters. Some things I need to improve on are keeping up to date with my due dates and balancing my work and my personal time. I will now be followed by the battalion commander.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Abigail, and I'm going to be going over the reflections and how the Commander's Improvement Plan affected our cadets. Here's a list of some quotes. We have a slide for our LET 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And as you can see, a pretty common statement is that due to the incentives, they felt more, they wanted to go more. They felt they had more of a reason to go because of these incentives. So I'm going to give you a couple of moments to read over these. In conclusion, although we didn't quite meet our goal, as of right now, I am still very happy with how things are going, and we have seen a significant improvement. Here is Unit 1, Chapter 1, Lesson 1. That's going to be Introduction to JROTC, and that goes over what events we can do. This right here is going to be the graduation from our cadet camp that we did this summer before the school year. This is our Christmas party that we had not too long ago. And then this is going to be our stadium cleanup that we do during football season. We do a stadium cleanup every Saturday, and we just clean up the stadium, as well as here's a video. The video shows us in class during cadet camp. It shows some of our color guard. This right here is cadet camp as well. It shows some of our parties and a couple of other things we do in the battalion. Subject to your questions.
That was impressive, Colonel Benoit. Please have a seat. We want to get Ms. Agu and myself would like to get to know you a little bit better.
Just so you know, we're going to turn the lights on, so just kind of get your eyes prepared.
Okay.